Shalom Avracha, good morning, Ahuvai V'Rei, V'Siyata D'Shmaya. Here we find ourselves in the midst of a corona pandemic, with our eyes set to Hashem and Yemos Hamashiach. Yes, everything going on in the world today in the Dor Vikos of the Mashiach. Again, we don't make anything totally, Mashiach has to come by the end of this pandemic, but about our aspirations, we're always thinking, Tzipis Yeshua. One of the big 6 questions that gets asked from us, Shabbos Laman Aleph based on Yeshaya, Laman Gimel Vav, Hayamunas Itecha, Chos, and Yeshua's Chachos, and Asiyah Shem Yotzoro. In the end of the day, Tzipis Yeshua, Abish is going to say, we are always aspiring and longing towards Yemos Mashiach. So what is Yemos Mashiach all about? Here we are, we're davening every day. One of the Yud Gimel Ikrei Adas, the 13 tenets, fundamentals of Yiddishkeit. That's it. Mashiach can come any day. In fact, parenthetically, they asked the Brisker Rav, how could we get up in the morning and say, even on Friday and Shabbos, that Mashiach is going to come today? A state in the Gemara Erevim, Gimel Amud Beis, the Mashiach is not going to come. Lo Arvi Shabbos, Lo Shabbos, he's not going to come on Erev Shabbos of Yantiv, on Shabbos and Yantiv Bnei HaTorah. It needs a beer. What do you mean Bnei HaTorah? He doesn't want to stare us. Mashiach, I'll be Michael Zayin. It's okay. I'll give him my chalas and all my tiddus. I'll take any day of the week. Al Kaponim, they asked the Brisker Rav, how do you say Ani Mamun Shalem when state in Chazal that he's not going to come never Shabbos and Shabbos? How can you believe? Chol Yom Sheyavo. Brisker Rav said it's a good kasha in the Gemara. It's a shver Gemara. How he can come any day? About we daven. We hope and we long, yearning for Yemos Mashiach every single day of our lives. What do you do with Erevim and Gimel Beis? He says it's a good kasha. Upon him. So what are we davening for? What is this Tzipis Yeshua? What exactly is going to happen? So let's turn our attention to the end of the Rambam. We're talking about the Rambam's magnum opus. We're talking about the Yad HaChazaka written from 20 to 30 years old. You go to his Mokam HaKvura in Tiberia, and you see they are printed there. The Chidah talks about these in Yad Rambam. Sequestered himself. You want to talk about quarantine? Locked himself in a room, 20 to 30 years old, and he spent 10 years writing the Mishnah Torah. At 30 years old, he finished, and Moshe Rabbeinu came down to the Rambam and gave him a kiss on his forehead, and a shika al mitzcho state. And what they have there by the kever, he gave him an ashika, and he said, Yoshekayach. Yoshekayach Moshe Rabbeinu, the Av of Kol HaTorah Kula, Zichur Tos Moshe Avdi. And what did the Rambam do? The Rambam spent 10 years writing his Mishnah Torah, and he took all of the halacha lemaisa from all of Bavli, Yishalmi, Medrashei Chazal, put it all together, and he gave us Gans Torah, as he writes in his Agdama. You need a Tanakh and my Sefer, and you have all the maskanas halacha lemaisa of Kol Torah Kula, a lot more than just halacha lemaisa, of course. Hilchos Yesodi HaTorah, Hilchos Deis V'chulei, but it becomes part and parcel of halacha lemaisa. And Kayidu, the Vilna Gaon said it's impossible for a human being to write the Mishnah Torah. It had to be written in a word for it's so brilliant, systematically clear and orchestrated in such a brilliant fashion, explained the Vilna Gaon. It was guaranteed written word for word al pi ruach hakodesh. So what's the siyuma de milsa? Brochas yed beis aman aleph hakaholach achar achisum. How does the Rambam close the Gans Yad HaChazaka? Yad HaChazaka, Yad Gematria 14. They grow, of course, 14 joints in the hand. That's why it's called a Yad. There are 14 sections in the Yad HaChazaka. Rambam calls it the Yad HaChazaka. So let's go to the very end. Hilchos Malachim and the Chelik of Shoftim. How does the Rambam close the 12th and final parak of Hilchos Malachim? Listen in on a Rambam. And Halacha Dalet, he told us that Nisavu Chachamim Vanaviyim Yemos Mashiach Chanat V'lo Kedei Sheyishatu Kol Olam V'lo Kedei Sheyodu Ba'akum. It's not for any of these things. What is it all about? It's Yupnuyim B'Torah V'Chachmasa. That's what are we going to do? We're going to have time to just learn all day long. Kedei Sheyishkol Chayalim Haba. In the very last halacha of Perak Yud Beis Hey of Hilchos Malachim of Seder Shoftim of the Gans Yad HaChazaka, how does the Rambam bring it to a close? Listen in on the Siyuma de Milsa of the Rambam's magnum opus, written word for word al pi ruach hakodesh. Obiyos Man writes the Rambam Yud Beis Hey Lo yeh shamro ru'av v'lo mechama There won't be any famine. There won't be any more below kinevasachros. There won't be any jealousy, no competition. Shatovati mushpos harbe. The good and the plenty is going to be replete throughout the land. And all the delights of the world are going to be found like Ofar. A famous joke of the Yid who says, he made his life, he made so much money. And he said, I want to bring up all my money. He tells his family in a Safah, I want you to take all my money and I want you to buy gold. And I want you to bury all the gold with me in a suitcase. And I want to take up these gold bars to Shemayim. And he comes up to Shemayim and he's in front of Beis Shemayim and he brings up his suitcase with all the gold bars. And the Malach there says, what'd you bring this for? This is the dust of the earth. This is all our roads. What are you wasting your money with? You're bringing all the gold bars. Our roads. What you brought us some bricks to pave the roads here? We already have. It's all the roads are paved with gold. Forget all the Mabba. Already, Yamos Mashiach in there, all the Madonim, all the delights will be Mitsuyin Ka'afar. It's going to be Mamish like the Afaretz. So what are we going to be doing all day? The business, so to speak, of the ganze Welt will be what? Das es Hashem bovad. It's going to be what? Knowing God. Listen to this alliteration, this constant hadkosha, haninian of das. It's going to be what? Ladas Hashem bovad. And therefore, the Yisroch Chamagedo, V'yodim Dvarim Astumim, and they will not think or talk and learning. They will know the hidden, concealed things. Yasigu das boram, and they will be masig. They will grasp the das of their Creator. Kafi kol chodam, each person in accordance with his ability. Shenamar kimolards deya es Hashem kamayim liyam achasim. That's when the Rambam closes Yad Chazaka. What's it all about? It's about knowing God. It's about being masig the das Elokim. It's about das. And how did the Rambam begin his magnum opus Yad Chazaka? Yesodas v'yaman achachos is leida sheyisha matzerishin. The whole tachlis abriya is what? The Leda, you gotta know it's not enough to believe. And you gotta know it's gotta come down to das. What does the Rambam write in the Sefer Mitzvahs? In Sefer Mitzvahs, the Rambam Mitzvah Aleph, it's about Emunah B'Hashem. It's about believing in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore, writes the Ramchal. When the Ramchal, Ramosh Chaim L'Tzara, begins his Derech Hashem, what does he do? He takes the Lashon from the Rambam Sefer Mitzvahs, Mitzvah Aleph of Emunah. He takes the Rambam's beginning terminology of Ladas. I juxtaposes the two, and how does he start his classic work? Derech Hashem, Yesod HaYesodos V'Amanachachmas Lahamin V'Leida Sheyish HaMatzarishin. You have Amunah and you have Yediyah. So what's it all about? Writes the Meiser Kech, writes the Rabaz. A Meiser Kech Gevaldige Sefer on the Rambam. So which one is it? In the Sefer Mitzvah Rambam, you're telling me the mitzvah is Lahamin. I gotta believe. And yet he starts out as Yad Chazaka Leida Sheisham. So what's at the end of the Siyum de Milsa? It's all about Ladas Hashem. Kimalards Deya. It's all about Das. Which one is it? Right? It's the Meiser Kech. And the Sefer Mitzvah, the Rambam is talking to them on the general population and describing for them the basic minimum requirement. The basic minimum. It's got to start with what? With the Mitzvah Amunah. It's got to start with Amunah, but where's the tachlis? Where are you going? It's got to progress gradually, day after day, from the basic starting point of Emunah B'Hashem, and it's got to make its way to what? Indian of Das Hashem. Starts with Emunah, ends up with Das. Kayadua, famous Maisa. You can see Ravina Greenspan mentions it in the Sefer Chiyuch Shator Parshas Breishis. Famous Maisa, the Baditcher, the Heilig Kedusha Levi. He went off to learn by the Hasidim. He comes back 6 months to a year later, comes back home, and his father, upset that he ever left to go to learn by the Hasidim. He started off in Misnag Shahom. He says, "No, Levi Yitzchak." He says, "What'd you learn in this 6 months you were by the Hasidim?" He says, "I learned that there's a God." He says, "You needed 6 months to learn that there's a God." And the father, the Badivitcher, calls over that lowly housekeeper and says to the housekeeper, "Anu, tell me, do you believe that there's a God?" She says, "Of course I believe that there's a God." He says, "You needed to go 6 months." He says, "She believes that there's a God, but I know that there's a God." Das, it's the same way, my dear friends, Amunah. We all believe, right? You believe in God or you don't believe in God. Of course we all believe in God. So what's Amunah Shalema? You didn't believe? You don't believe. Well, that's Animam Amunah Shalema. Now it's interesting because that nusach we have by the Gemalik Re'anas in the back of our Sadurim, in the Rav Yisocha Yaakovson, the Sabina, it's not clear how we got this terminology, who exactly wrote this very wording. Tortamim and Baruch Shalom understands that passes to the Rambam, but if you look at the Rambam's Arichas and his Akdama too, Perush Mashayis, the Perachelek at the end of Masechah Sanhedrin, There, the Rambam doesn't say Ani Mamash. It doesn't have this abbreviated version of the matzah. The abbreviated version of what the Rambam's Aricha says in his Perish Mashayis at the end of Sanhedrin. Hakoponim Ani Mamash Shalema. I believe. What do you mean Shalema? Either you believe or you don't believe. So we mentioned many times, and my Salva Joe used to say this often. Let's go back to June 30th, 1859. That's when the great Blondini, the French tightrope walker, the high wire artist, Charles Blondin, known as the Great Blondini, and he walked 1,100 feet across Niagara Falls, June 30th, 1859. The first Meshuggah to cross over Niagara Falls on a tightrope, and his manager was known as Harry Calcourt, and Harry Calcourt says to him 2 weeks later, he says, "No, Great Blondini," he says, "Okay, you crossed over," and he did it to go wheelbarrow. Did a blindfolded. He says, now you got to do something special. He says, what's that? You got to go with the guy piggyback. He says, Harry, what are you, crazy? You think I'm going to go and get a piggyback? I can control the wheelbarrow, right? I can control even, but to go piggyback, you don't know what the guy's going to do. He says, no, you got to go piggyback. He says, Harry, you think I could do it? He says, yes, the great Blondini, Charles, for sure you can do it. He says, you really believe I could do it? He says, if you really believe I could do it, then you'll go piggyback. Then you'll go on my back. And if you look at the old biographies of the great Blondini and you look at the old Guinness Book of World Records, Taka, there's a Meshuggah, his manager by the name Harry Calcourt, as they're on his back as they cross the 1,100 feet of balancing over on a tightrope, the high wire artist, the great Blondini goes to the other side. That's the difference, my dear friends, between Amunah Shalema. Yeah, I believe, until you test it. Once you tested with it, that's a whole different ballgame. And yet we find later on, Perek Zayin, Posuk Zayin, that he only entered the Teva. He didn't go in right away. What's going on over here? They talk about Amunah B'Seicha versus Amunah B'Chosh, and explaining that Stephen and Rashi alone comes from Avram Yaf and the Nevada Rosh Hashiva and Nusaf Das, of Henachli Butz and Krushalei, the Stipler, Ruchas Peretz Chayim, Freelander and Sechayim, and many others. Noach, B'Seicha, you believed it, but it wasn't B'Chosh. He had Amunah B'Seichel. But the longest journey in the world, my dear friends, is what? To go from something that you know and espouse intellectually and let it sink into the heart, to let it be livid. You got to live it b'chush with every ounce of your flesh and blood. Amunah, I believe. Amunah Shlema means I believe it wholeheartedly. I'm willing to sacrifice for it. I'm willing to be Moser Nefesh for it. So that's Amunah Shlema. In fact, I always used to say we have Kayadua many Bali Sifrei Drush as well point out that we have 4 types of Inyoni Shleimus. Shleimus in the sense of what? Esrog, the acronym. Rosh Tevis, Esrog is Aleph Tav Reish Gimel. What's Aleph? Amunah. We have Tav, Tshuva. We have Reish Refuah. We have Gimel Gula. There's Amunah Shlema. Tav, there's Tshuva, there's Tshuva Shlema. The Rambam Silchel Tshuva Perek Beis Alach Aleph Tshuva Gemura. And then we have Refuah. You wish people Refuah Shlema. You have Gimel Gula. You wish people Gula Shlema. So we have 4 Inyoni Shleimus. And it always intrigued me. Why is this Marumas? Why is it subtly alluded to Dafka in the context of the word Esrog? It's Poshet, because the Mishnah states in Masechah Sukkah, the bottom of Lamadal and Amid Beis, Esrog, that's Choser Kolshu is Posel. HaTorah mandates in Parsha Summer, what do you need to bring? And Esrog, a pre-Eitz Hadar, it's got to be beautiful, so beautiful. State in the Mishnah, and it's got to also be Sholem, it's got to be complete. And we have here the only entity of its Choser, a Mashu. A Mashu, you can have when you talk about Shleim, the Gabi Lechem Mishnah. The poskim are very clear. If it's the poskim when it comes to filling up a kosher bracha, it doesn't have to be sholei mamish, it's near sholei. So too, a little piece can be missing from the lechem mishnah, but it's near sholei. And this cat kosher mashu, it's already puzzle. That's already puzzle in the esrog. So if you want to talk about inyoni shleimus, where's it going to be hinted to? The Feiner is daiti dafka the word esrog. We don't want an aleph amuna, we want amuna shalema. Tough, we want shuva shlema, we want a full shalema, and we want a gula shalema. There are 4 inyoni shleimus. Efshar can be connected today. Or chaner the end of Yevamos, cho banayach. Of course, the former Seftis, and when we finish with the Chobanayach Lemudi Hashem Uchulay, it's Banayach Levonayach. We have Beis Mesechas Brochas, we have Nun Mesechas Nozer, Yud Mesechas Yavamas, and Chav Krisis Ainor Chaner, 4 types of Shleimus, and that's the Indian of Banayach, Bonayach, the 4 different types of Shleimus that can be connected to the Aleph, the Top, the Reish, and the Gimel as well, and other Shemuz Hakapon, and these are Yoni Shleimus, and Yoni Shleimus, it's got to be Amunah, no, it's got to be Amunah Shleim, and that's in the answer, because that should be Sholem. But it can't stop there. It goes from Amunah to Amunah Shlema, but the culmination is what? The culmination is a Yediyah, is Yesod Yesod that's the Meiser Kech, that's our boss. It's got to be what? It's got to start with Emunah, but it's got to make its way to a Yedi. You got to know God. What does it mean? Know means you got to experience God with all your senses. Bracious. Perek Daled Posuk Aleph V'Odam Yodes Chavishto. Famous Maral B'Kamadukti. Hadasis is Schabrus, is a total connection. Man and woman merging, fusing together as one. V'Hayu L'Basar Echad. V'Odam Yodes Chavishto. Yediyah conveys and connotes a sense of a full-fledged Schabrus. Rav Huna says Das Osios Eidos. When can you give Eidos testimony about an event, about an occurrence where you can answer properly all the Derishas and Chakiris? Eidos Osios Das explains the Baal when you have das is schabers to the Maisa, then you can give edus about it. Adam Yadas Chavishto, the Tachlis to the Makas and Ve'era, and again in the outside of Parshas Bo V'Yadatim Kineshul Lekechem. It's not about believing. Vayamein Ha'am, Vayamin Vashem Moshe Avdo, V'Yadatim Kineshul Lekechem. When in Har Sinai, full-fledged experience, all the senses. Rashi Alpi the Mechilta and Yisro Perchaf Pasuk Tezvav Vayaram Asakolos. We saw it. We heard it, we smelled it, a full-fledged sensory experience, all-encompassing, all of our chushim, all of our chalokim were intact to experience wholeheartedly, spiritually, physically. Maiman Sinai, it's got to be V'Yadatim Kineshul, it's got to be Adam Yanas Chavishto, Hashem L'chos, and we the Kala, Kutcha Baruch V'Yisover Isa Chadu, Azor Nachim Osai, Gimel and Aleph, the total is Chabros, that's the culmination of V'Yadatim. So now let me just close the new Chiddush for today. We have 6 Storim and Shas Mishnayos. We have Seder Zroim, we have Seder Moed, Seder Noshim, Seder and Ezekiel, Seder Kochim, and Seder Taharas. Avada, we asked the question in the past, why is it Moed, not Moedim? They're all Lashon Rabbim. So there's a Sisei Tzadik, there's a Munus, the Kedusha Brachos, there's a Semichas Cham, many different Terutzim, Akoponim, Zman Noko, the Dominant Tikuni Zohar. We have Zman Noko, Rosh Tevas, Zroim, Moed, Noshim, Ezekiel, Kochim, Taharas. Let's go back to where we started. Shabbos, Naflam and Aleph, Amad Aleph, based on the pasuk in Yeshaylam, the Gemara Vava Yamunasitecha Chos in Yeshua's Chos Vadas, state in the Gemara, the bottom of Amad Aleph and Shabbos, Amunah Zaseidas Ram. Rashi Taisus different in Yanim. Amunah Seder Zeroyim, and then we go through the Shishas and Mishnah, and then we have what? Achos of the Das, Yoshem Yotzah. What Seder Tahara is Das? Seder Tahara is Das. Now it's very geschmack, my friends. You know what Torah is all about? Torah begins with Seder Zeroyim. You know what Torah Shopeh? Torah Shopeh, the same way the Rambam, who sums up all of Torah Shopeh in his magnum opus, the Yad HaChazaka. How does the Rambam begin? It begins with what? To begin Sefer Mitzvahs is Amunah, and it's Ladas Hashem, and it closes with Ladas. How do we begin Torah Shopeh? V'haya Amunah Sitecha. Begins with Amunah. Amunah Zeh Seder Zeroyim. How does Seder Zeroyim start? How does Gan Shas start? Maymasai Kornas Kriya Shema Ma'aris. We start out with Kriya Shema, which is the Yesod of Amunah. Shema Yisrael Hashem HaKriya Shema Chad. Ayir, Rabbi, we started with Kriya Shema the Arvis, and of course the Chidush Anshe Shem, Rav Tzadik and Sigas Tzadik and Ozdal Chidush Yarib. Same as Zochos. Why do we start out Shas V'Shai? So the Kriya Shema, that's the first mitzvah Bocha Bar Mitzvah has when he becomes a Bocha Bar Mitzvah. Kriya Shema the Arvis, but it's also the Yesod of Amunah. We begin Seder Zroim, the Emunah is a Seder Zroim, planting, you got to have Emunah, it's going to believe God's, and the end of the day, it starts with Emunah, and the Yesod of God Shas, it starts with Shema Yisrael, the Yesod, the Shorish of our Emunah, and what's the end of Shas? You make your way to what? You make your way, Chos Yeshua's Chochmah V'das. V'das, after you have all the Chochmah, then the climax is what? Is Das, is a Seder Taharis. You get to the end, it starts with Emunah, Emunah is a Seder Zroim, and it closes with what? The culmination is Das. The culmination of Seder Taharis is going to be Das, and that's the Tahara of Yemos Mashiach. That's the Ladas Es Hashem. Yemos Mashiach, the whole beginning and the end, it's sandwiched in by what? It starts with Emunah, my friends, but it's got to work its way, crossing the bridge of Chochmah, until you get ultimately to what? After Kochim and Beis HaMikdash and Yinani Chochmah, then you get to Das, and Das is Seder Taharis. That's going to be the Tahara. That's going to be the beginning and the end. That's what all of Torah Shema is. It begins with Emunah B'Hashem, it begins with Shema Yisrael, but it's got to culminate in what? And the Das of Seder Taharas, that level of Tahara, Hashem, that we're going to have Yemos Mashiach, we're going to be Zach, Menoki, of all Chet, it's going to be learning all the Chochmah to be what? Not just Chochmah and Emunah Ba'alma, and it gets to the higher, loftiest Madregas of the Das as Hashem, O Lord, it's Deyas Hashem, it's going to be what? Leida Sheyesh the Borei Olam, Be'ez Hashem Yisbo, should get there, Bekaro, with Bias called setting, Mehirav Himenu, Amen, have a fantastic and awesome, impactful day ahead.